Travis Scott's UTOPIA World Tour was not just another string of concerts. It was an event that promised to redefine the live music experience in ways fans and critics alike were both eager and apprehensive to witness. From the early hype surrounding the album's release to the sheer magnitude of its accompanying live performances, the world was ready for a spectacle. Yet, as the tour unfolded across the globe, it became clear that UTOPIA would be remembered not only for its musical feats, but also for its controversies, challenges, and the unpredictable nature of live entertainment. In this article, we take a closer look at what really happened during Travis Scott's UTOPIA World Tour, from the highs of monumental performances to the lows of public backlash and legal scrutiny. We'll dive into the creative evolution of Scott's artistry, the massive production elements that made this tour one of the most talked about in modern history, and the controversies that threatened to overshadow it all. The genesis of UTOPIA all started with the release of UTOPIA in 2023. The album, months in the making and shrouded in secrecy, marked a new chapter in Travis Scott's career. Scott, known for his boundary-pushing approach to music, took a sharp turn into experimental soundscapes, blending trap beats with atmospheric production and introspective lyrics. Featuring collaborations with some of the biggest names in the industry, including Beyonce, Drake, and SZA, UTOPIA was as much about pushing the limits of music as it was about crafting a world of its own, a world that Scott intended to bring to life on stage. After a series of teasers, Scott unveiled his world tour, dubbed the Circus Maximus Tour, a nod to the album's themes of grandeur and spectacle. With performances planned for over 6 continents and 80 shows, the tour would traverse an ambitious route from North America to Europe, Asia, and beyond. The high expectations set by the album's success were now placed squarely on the shoulders of this live show, which would aim to elevate Scott's artistry beyond the confines of the studio and into an immersive, mind-bending experience. The tour's grand concept, UTOPIA World Tour, promised fans an experience like no other. From the moment the first performance began, it was clear that Scott wasn't just going to put on a concert, he was creating an entire sensory experience. The production was nothing short of monumental. The stages were designed with futuristic themes, massive video screens, complex lighting setups, and pyrotechnic displays that added an explosive visual element to the show. Fans were transported to an entirely different world with each performance. The visual storytelling of the tour complemented the album's more surreal, almost otherworldly themes. Scott's shows became more than a chance to hear new songs. They were events to experience UTOPIA firsthand. Each set was meticulously curated with neon lights and moving elements that blurred the line between reality and Scott's musical universe. The incorporation of augmented reality and cutting-edge video projections elevated the experience. And it wasn't just about the music, it was about becoming part of the vision Scott had set for the world. The highs of the tour, despite the controversies that would later surface, the early months of the UTOPIA World Tour were undeniably spectacular. Fans flocked to see Scott perform live, and each show was met with overwhelming enthusiasm. Scott's magnetic stage presence and ability to whip crowds into a frenzy were on full display. The audience, often numbering in the tens of thousands, sang along to every word of UTOPIA, with hits like Hyena, Lost Forever, and Faye, and earning massive applause. There were unforgettable moments that took place in front of packed stadiums and arenas. At his Los Angeles show, Travis brought out Playboi Carti, creating a moment of pure chaos as the two rappers performed Faye. And together, the crowd erupted, proving that Scott's ability to collaborate with fellow artists only added to the event's magic. It wasn't just a solo show, it was a celebration of the rap community. Meanwhile, in New York, Scott surprised fans with a special guest appearance by the underground rap collective 41. As Scott and 41 performed together, it felt like a fusion of two musical worlds, blending mainstream success with raw underground energy. These surprise collaborations became one of the defining aspects of the tour. The UTOPIA World Tour wasn't simply about hearing Travis Scott's hits. It was about experiencing the culture that Scott had helped create, bringing in some of the best names in rap and hip-hop to join him on stage. The controversies, but as the tour grew in scale and spectacle, it also began to face major challenges. It wasn't long before Travis Scott's UTOPIA World Tour became embroiled in controversy, with several incidents casting a shadow over the tour's successes. Many critics began to draw comparisons between UTOPIA and Scott's previous tour. The footage of these incidents quickly went viral, reigniting concerns about the safety of large-scale live events, especially in the wake of the Astroworld disaster. Legal issues and public scrutiny, alongside the public controversies, Travis Scott's personal life became an area of intense scrutiny. In Paris, he was arrested after an alleged altercation with his bodyguard, which was widely covered in the media. The arrest raised further questions about Scott's behavior offstage, with many questioning whether he was prepared to handle the pressure of being both a global music icon and a public figure embroiled in legal matters. The arrest was followed by a string of other legal issues during the tour, including a highly publicized yacht party incident in Miami, where Scott was charged with disorderly conduct and trespassing. While Scott's lawyer described the incident as a misunderstanding, it was just one of many legal troubles that seemed to follow him during the tour. Despite these setbacks, the tour continued to generate massive media coverage, with each controversy adding fuel to the fire of public fascination. Scott's every move was closely watched, and the heightened level of scrutiny only intensified the complexity of his image. Fans and critics alike began to wonder if the artist could ever truly shake off the shadow of Astroworld, or if the challenges of his personal and professional life would forever impact his legacy. The legacy of the UTOPIA World Tour, despite the controversies and legal troubles. Travis Scott's UTOPIA World Tour ultimately became one of the highest-grossing solo rap tours of all time, grossing over $209 million. The sheer scale and ambition of the tour, coupled with Scott's undeniable showmanship, made it a landmark event in live music history. The innovative production, guest appearances, and boundary-pushing visual elements helped solidify the UTOPIA World Tour as a defining moment for both Scott and modern hip-hop. But it also left behind a complicated legacy. While Scott's artistry and impact on the music industry cannot be denied, the controversies and issues surrounding the tour forced a re-evaluation of what it means to be a public figure in today's hyper-connected world. For Scott, UTOPIA was more than just a musical project. It was a journey, one that forced him to reckon with his past, confront public scrutiny, and attempt to rebuild his career. What's next for Travis Scott? The UTOPIA World Tour may have ended, but Travis Scott's journey is far from over. The lessons learned from both the triumphs and challenges of the tour will likely shape his future endeavors, whether in music, fashion, or beyond. As he moves forward, Scott will have to navigate the delicate balance between artistic expression and the public's expectations of him as both a musician and a role model. Ultimately, the UTOPIA World Tour was a testament to the complex relationship between an artist's creative vision and the realities of global fame. While it was marked by highs, lows, and controversies, it also showed just how powerful live music can be in bringing people together, and how easily it can also tear them apart. As Travis Scott continues his journey, it's clear that his next steps will be closely watched by fans and critics alike, eager to see what comes next for the artist who helped redefine the concert experience.